Hi, I'm Tom from Ghost of 1000.
I'm Mem from the Ghost of 1000.
And you're watching LiveTheScene.com.
You guys are seasoned veterans with touring and stuff. Have you had a long day?
Yeah, it's been a longish day. This is probably the shortest day we've had for a week because we only had 4 hours to drive today. We've just done a little tour of Spain and Portugal, so that was a lot of big drives in that. But yeah, no, it's good to be back home though, so it's nice.
And what kind of tips would you give to people that that come to these kind of festivals? What are your top tips for punters?
I feel we say this too much. Wet wipes every time.
Every time.
Every time, wet wipes. If you've got a beer koozie, you can bring that. They're quite useful. And just, I don't know. I mean, I haven't been in Nebworth before, so I don't know the particulars of the site. I don't know if we're dealing with a wet soil.
Though, isn't it?
Standard,
it's like
yeah.
a festival standard, isn't it? Wet wipes, definitely.
Just wet wipes, suntan lotion, all that shit. So.
And you guys have been recently described as Britain's future of punk rock. Do you think that's do you think you can live up to that, or is it quite a lot on your shoulders?
No, we can live up to that easy.
Easy done, yeah.
Easy peasy. It's not a burden in any way. I mean, you've got to take statements like that with a pinch of salt. I mean, obviously it's very flattering, but I think if we paid attention to stuff like that, we'd just go to our heads. So we just get on with doing what we do, really. So I think if we start thinking we're the most punk band in the country, then we'll immediately start making shit records and try and write stuff for that rather than just doing what we do. So
yeah, it's what we produce, on stage and on record.
Yeah, it speaks for itself, really. So.
And so New Hopes and New Demonstrations was obviously a great album last year. It came out last year. It came out with a lot of rave reviews. How do you think you can live up to it in album number 3?
Just got to write another belter, really, haven't we? I mean, it's just. Again, it's like, I think that's the thing, we try not to worry about stuff like that. It's like, because our standards are just as particular as any critic that would look at our stuff, so I think as long as we're happy with it, I think we know if we're doing something right from our perspective, so as long as we can honestly say that we're proud of the next record, then I know it'll be good. So
that's it. We wouldn't release it if we weren't happy with all the songs that we've got.
No, I mean, we get in a lot of trouble because we're meant to, obviously, a modern band is meant to produce a record every 2 years without fail, and we just can't and won't do that. So I think it might be to our disadvantage in some ways, but ultimately I think we make better records because of it. So.
And what can people expect from you guys in the near future?
Well, we're touring in October with We're the Ocean, which would be cool, so it should be nice to do a proper tour of the UK again because we haven't done one for ages. Just going to finish out festival season and then hopefully new record maybe early next year. So.
I mean, your music doesn't fit into the stereotypical punk rock, the Sex Pistols and the Clash and all that, but how would you describe your music to people that perhaps haven't heard of you before?
I'd say we're a very heavy rock and roll band as opposed to a punk band. Well,
or even a hardcore band. I don't really like being called a hardcore band. It's very limiting.
I think we're just a really heavy rock and roll band that grew up listening to lots of punk rock records rather than. I know it's really, and everyone says they don't like being pigeonholed. If we could pigeonhole it, it'd be a lot easier because then people wouldn't ask that question so much. But that would do for now, I think. So yeah. So.
Is there anyone on the music scene at the moment in Britain that you particularly, could say would be the next big thing, or are looking good for the future? Or
I'm terrible at picking next big things. I mean, our friends
are computers.
Yeah, they've just recorded an awesome record, so that should be hopefully out pretty soon.
It's certainly fresh sounding for us, anyway.
Yeah,
probably
they're banging.
For a lot of people. Yeah.
Obviously, we always bang on about Sharks, like great new punk band. They're really cool, really exciting. And I mean, it's looking good at the moment. There's some good bands that are not afraid to sound English as well, which is cool. So.
And why should people come and see you guys live?
Because it's going to be epic.
Because we tear it up.
Yeah,
I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah, we have a lot of fun playing, and I think that comes across. So we
want to get people involved as well. It's certainly not a one-way thing. Let's get everyone involved.
And finally, have you got any final messages for any fans or people out there?
I think just watch out for album number 3. So.
Any idea when that might appear?
Next year. It's definitely going to be next year, so it has to be next year. So we'll get
just
there.
A big thanks, really. Everyone who supported us from the first record up until now. I think our fans are really dedicated, which is something that we need. A band like us, we definitely need our fan base.
down.